Here's the one thing that all entrepreneurs do to get rich, and that is to invest in things that increase in value. This is what we call asset-based wealth. When people say, John, what is your net worth? Your net worth is taking everything that you have, minusing off what it costs, and whatever is left, that becomes your net worth. So let's say you have a house right now and it's worth 1 million, but you have a loan of 800,000. So your net worth is 200,000 from that piece of real estate. Let's say you have a car that's 50,000, then that 50,000 is 250,000 net worth. The question that people always ask me all the time, well, John, how do you increase your net worth? What's one of the fastest ways to do that? How do you actually grow and scale your business to the next level? 5 things I want to share with you when it comes to creating asset-based wealth. The first thing we're going to think about is what sort of things are there right now can increase in value. So when you buy something, you want to increase the value of it. An easy thing to do is a piece of real estate. A lot of my very wealthy friends, what they do is and I do this as well, you buy a piece of real estate, but you make money when you buy, not when you sell. All right, let me say that again. You make money when you buy, not when you sell. The key is you got to make sure that you're always focusing on buying things that have an intrinsic value in it. For example, you might go out and buy bargains. You might buy a phone for $100 and then sell it for $200. But that's just trading something of value, which is higher. What you need to do is find something that actually has a value that can increase. So for example, the reason why I buy Lamborghinis, by the way, I don't even drive them hardly. I just buy them, leave them in the garage, wait 3, 6, 12 months, sell it, and then I make more money from it. And there's another reason as well. When you buy a Lamborghini, you get invited to Lamborghini parties where you get to meet other entrepreneurs, where you get to meet other people who are also successful as well. And that's where you create partnerships. You know, it only takes one partnership and one deal with that partnership for your business, for yourself and your net worth to increase in value. And that's why I'm flying around the world right now on the way to Dubai. And I have a lot of friends who have moved from the UK to Dubai. And a lot of my friends from the US who moved from US to Dubai. And all these people are multimillionaires. So when I get to hang around with them, I get to learn some of the things that they're doing. What are some of the things that they're working on? So for example, someone asked me, like, John, can you help me with my social media? Like, I see you've grown a big social media following. Like, can you help me with that? So that's why then we created an agency. And really all the agency is my team that do this stuff for me. We now have the option for other people to use that, and that becomes an asset. So what happens is we turn that team, we break that off into a different company, that becomes a marketing agency. But when I look at what everyone's doing, then a lot of people say, well, John, how do I create something that's got a lot of value, that's worth a lot of money? Well, one of the things you can do with that, you can really start thinking about what has a multiple value. So another thing that rich people do to get rich is they get something and they put it in, but it can multiply and leverage. This is what we called technology. So for the last 20 years, I've been thinking about all these different things that work, but I haven't been a coder. I don't know how coding works. I don't really know how to write any line of code. But what I do know is the user experience and what they need. And do you know what I realized? Is that people come to you and say, John, like, can you create my websites for me? Can you create my marketing funnels for me? Can you create and help me build a database of highly qualified leads? And so now I have my own software company. You can check it out, by the way. It's called salesfunnels.io. So when I started speaking to my friends about this, they said, John, if you have a technology company, it's worth 10 times more than a company that is just bricks and mortar. So for example, if you have a piece of software, and let's say you have 1,000 people that pay you $1,000 a month, that means that company makes $1 million per month. That means in a year, they make 12 million a year. But it's not that they don't make 12 million. What they do is they have a 10 times multiple on that. What do I mean? I'll give an example. If you look at something like Netflix, right, your subscription is like, $10, $15. But the problem is, when we pay that money, we are not getting what we call the 10x value. So if you look at the value of what we call PE ratio, the price to earnings, meaning every dollar that it makes, how much money does it make at the back end? And it's actually like 20 to 30 times. Why? Because it's a technology company. Technology has the ability to scale, and it has a lot of equity. And also you can do a lot of what we call fundraising. Now, when you raise a lot of funds, what happens is you can then start acquiring other companies, and then you can actually put their revenue into your revenue, and then it's worth even more. Another thing that rich people do is they have something called a liquidity event. So if you look at what's happening right now with the whole Web3 market, so people are doing something called a TGE. A TGE stands for a token generation event. And a token generation event is you launch your token. Let's say the token's worth $1. Everyone buys it. The value goes up. And typically what happens is when it gets to the top, people typically dump it. So you have to be very careful with this stuff. So you need to find something that actually has a lot of utility. So then you got to ask yourself, what's another thing that rich people do? Rich people can see what is happening in the future and they get there first. And then they can see the trends, they can see the signs. For example, I know that a lot of companies in the next 3 to 5 years, it's going to be a lot of agentic AI and also AI organizations. That means a lot of companies will be replaced with tasks. I mean, you already have websites where you can go to and say, find me a flight, cheapest flight from London to Dubai, and give me 4 options. And it will go to the website and it will search it for you using your details and then book it for you. Everyone's going to be having what we call a NOVA, a next generation optimized assistant, next generation optimized virtual assistant. This is what I've started building for myself. So every time I want something, I say, hey, Nova. So this is my Nova, something I built myself. So it knows everything about me. It knows all my products and services. If my team can't get a hold of me, they can speak to Nova, and Nova will be able to give them some information. The key to this is if you want to get rich, you have to do what rich people do. A lot of people say, oh, once I have that money, then I'll do the things I want to do. Then I'll live the life I want to live. But it's not about that. It's not about having things and then doing things and then you'll be that person. It's the other way around. You got to be, then you got to do, then you'll have. You got to be that rich person who goes out there and looks for asset-based wealth. And here's the thing, a lot of people just trading time for money. But you want to build things, instead of active income getting paid per hour, you want to do something that's costing money, but also money that's put into something that grows for you. Again, all my very rich friends, that's what they do. They put the money into things that grow. They put the money into things that multiply. They put the money into things that give them what we call an ROI, your return on investment. You see, most people, they don't know how to put money into something and grow it. For example, let's come back to real estate. So one thing I do in real estate, every deal I buy, I always make sure I have what we called equity in the property when I buy it. So if the property's worth $1 million, I'll get it for 800,000. So I'll get a 200,000 pound discount. And you're like, John, that's not even possible. Trust me, it's possible. I've been doing this for 20 years. You just got to find the right deal. The problem is people don't know how to search for the deals. People don't know how to attract the deals. That's why branding is so important. That's why social media is so important. Like if I put a video there, I don't care if it gets like 10 likes, 100 likes. What I care about is it the right likes? I give an example. I just got a major book deal from a major publisher. And this person's been following me on social media for a very long time. And that with a few contacts that I have, they said, John, I've been following you on social media for many years now. We'd love for you to have a conversation to come write a book. And now I have a new book coming out. So it's just called Money Unlocked. You should check it out. I'll put a link somewhere in the description. You check it out a little bit later, but I need to write it first, right? But I want you to know that you want to get rich, you need to do what rich people do. And by the way, what I decided to do is I'll be creating a series of training and videos for you here on YouTube. And if you subscribe to the channel, I'll let you know every time I upload one. So for example, rich people, they do real estate, they do investing, they do personal development, they do manifesting, they do spirituality, they do marketing, they do sales, they do communication skills, they do team building, they do a lot of, building up talent funnels as well. These are some of the things I will talk about. A lot of this stuff, and a lot of stuff I've learned over the last 20 years of creating multi-million-pound companies. I'm going to share these strategies with you so you can really make this work. If you know anyone, by the way, who really would love to excel in business, what I want you to do is share this video with them. And also make sure you subscribe so you don't miss all the new content I'll be uploading as well. If you could do that, that'd be incredible. If you have any questions as well, I also answer every single question. If you leave a comment below, it's going to be a good question. I can give you some good strategies too as well that can really help you. But really for this, it's about doing whatever it takes. So what I'll do, I'll also link a video here as well to help you get started in the realm of wealth creation and earning more. Other than that, I'll see you in the next training. Check out this video here right now.